on the right was probably. I mean, did it work well? From what I saw, it seemed to.
Yeah,
I
it worked
don't
well.
think it. I don't think it was best.
Oh, I didn't work well.
He was the best. You know.
That wasn't his
Um,
favorite position. I don't think it worked well. Right. He
Yeah.
seemed more defensive on the right than attacking on the right. So I don't think it'll work well. But my question is that since Emerson's so shit, why does Conte still keeps picking him? Right. So that's my question. Or maybe he doesn't have a choice. And the sad part is even Spence wasn't even on the bench. So I guess there might come some kind of statement from Conte. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. So
Yeah, I agree
that's
with
all I see.
I agree with you on that. I definitely believe the whole not playing Spence thing is a statement to the board. And I think Doherty is just not fit, and that's why he's not playing. So I feel
I
like
know,
if he was
but
fit, Conte would play him, and he even said in the press conference that we'll see how he does in these international matches over the break with Ireland, and when he comes back, he might be part of the rotation. So
you don't think Jed Spence has any future at Spurs?
I'm not saying
That's a
he
hell
doesn't
of a
have any
thing
future,
to infer.
but
I just inferred a
I'm
lot there.
saying I'm saying he's not going to start in the Premier League this season unless every other person who can play right wing back is injured or otherwise occupied
I
playing a
wonder what
different
it is about. I
position.
wonder what it is about him that makes him just like.
I don't know if it's him. I think it's just the principle. I think he's pissed that they didn't get him a starting quality right wing back.
You think he's playing the worst one we got because they didn't go get a world class one?
Well, not that
They're
he's
like,
playing the well.
he's just like, you
instead
know
of
what? I'm gonna
Spence,
show him
yeah.
what we got. We're gonna
I'm just
play
gonna
Emerson
I'm gonna
Honestly,
nonstop.
guys,
burn the
I
entire house
think
down.
if Doherty is fully fit, I think if Doherty is fully fit, he's the starter, and Emerson.
Nah,
is a
he's fully
rotation
fit now. Conte said he's fully fit now. He said when they asked him about Doherty, Conte said I pick the best 11 that I think is going to get a result on that given match day. Now, he said in regards to Doherty, he is fit. He's practiced and trained with the team completely, but he's not getting picked because he feels like Emerson gives him the best opportunity to win. He said he's always going to pick the best player that he thinks is going to give him the best opportunity to win.
So that tells me that then he doesn't trust him defensively, or like he doesn't trust, or more so that he doesn't trust our back three. And so he'd rather pick Emerson and have him be more defensive than play Doherty because he doesn't trust our back three and he doesn't trust Doherty defensively. That's what I would think. You know,
I don't think Emerson's any good defensively anyway.
I don't think he's that good either. Everybody says that, but I think he's about average.
Well, it's just because he's not absolute shit at defending, like he is with other facets of his game, and so people are like, "Oh, he's a good defender." It's all
honestly. The guy looks like
but he's a good header of the ball, though.
Do what?
Jacob, you watch MLS. Wouldn't you agree that, like, Emerson, when you watch him, it looks like, your kind of standard, like, journeyman MLS player, like, playing in the Premier League?
I would say not that bad. Because if he was in the MLS, bro, he'd be burning defenses. He's quick with the ball regardless of like how good he is when it's at his feet. He's quick when he's for sure. He's got physical attributes that obviously Conte has been picking for a reason, and he has said just as much that he's always going to pick the best players that he thinks is going to give him a win. And it's just interesting to me because I think maybe Emerson's just more fit than Doherty and can get up and down the pitch more frequently. And that's what Conte's like, okay, regardless of maybe Doherty could offer us more or, maybe he can't. But at the same time, it's just like, there's got to be a reason he's picking him.
Royal treatment. The best part of that is the two songs playing on top of each other. We have in the house kind of Scott M.
Good evening, guys. I'll see if this internet works.
Where are you now?
Are you shirtless?
No, I'm just at
Man.
home, but I'm not. I'm in a part of the house that's got crap internet. So.
Oh, okay.
Next time you gotta come on as the artist formerly known as Scott M.
Yes. And
I'll do that once we win the Premier League. So.
And then we gotta come up with a symbol for your name.
Whenever we win the Champions League, what are you gonna do?
When we win the Champions League?
Yeah, we're winning it all this year, bro.
I'll do whatever because that's never happened either in my lifetime.
Would you get the UCL trophy tattooed on your arm?
And do a show.
That's not a bad thing.
And do a show shirtless.
No, that'd be dope. That'd be a sick ass tat, honestly.
Yeah, if we win the Champions League, I could do that, but I would rather do that than come on a channel shirtless.
I don't.
All right, someone write down 28 minutes. Scott agrees to get a tattoo of the trophy if we win. 28 minutes on this show, Colin. You got to keep track of that.
I'll put it in a note.
Not too bad considering other
people. Scott, don't do a Dago.
No, well, Dago's getting like
Dago can't stop, dude. Now he's got more, I think.
He's getting random logos put on his body, like the Champions League tattoo. At least it's something that I wouldn't mind. That it's not like I'm making a bet if Arsenal wins, I'm going to get an Arsenal tattoo on me. That
I haven't seen Dago. He got some more tats.
He got Tottenham on tour tattoo on him because he made a bet with Ireland. I think.
Oh
right?
Yeah, that's right. So he's got We Are Tottenham TV and Tottenham on tour.
He got some Conte.
Yeah.
And now he's got Tottenham on tour. But We Are Tottenham TV, Tottenham on tour. Right, so let's see how that goes.
Coca-Cola.
I mean, I could definitely see myself. I would fuck around and get United Spurs of America tattooed on me if we hit like some major milestone that we set. I would do it.
For sure, dude. Shouts out also to Brian Daigle, by the way. Haven't seen him for a long time. Hope you're good, sir.
I would get a tattoo of Decky and Kuti just like high-fiving each other, you know,
like kissing passionately.
Or that I mean, I'd have to lose a bet for the second one.
That would be really funny tattoo.
That would be hilarious. There would be.
Colin, may I add an overlay of if we're getting players tattooed?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah, you can do literally whatever you want. Anything you want to do.
Anything.
Players' tattoos concern me because I've seen so many like online images of people getting pictures and it looks like nothing like them at all. You know, you've seen those.
I would get
this. Artist for sure.
Oh, wow. That's the tattoo. Okay.
No, I would get that.
Yeah, but you would. Would they still have on the same amount of shirts or fewer shirts than in that?
Fewer shirts for sure.
I knew it.
Definitely fewer shirts.
Did you really need to ask?
No.
Bro, if your team nipples, it's always.
I couldn't tell if he was oiled in that or not. Go back. Was he even oiled there?
No, this is before because he dislocated his shoulder. Actually, it does look a little shiny.
He's a little. Okay, cool. Is that Horviak behind them?
No, that's a Wolves trainer.
A wolf? He trains wolves?
Yeah.
Well, they literally have like 3 wolves. Like I've seen, they've been doing pictures with like 3
badass
wolves.
Actually.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, you guys. Wolves.
When you said they literally had 3 wolves, right? I was thinking, are we gonna have 3 cock?
Yeah. I mean, what if though we had an actual like cockerel, a rooster that like, you know,
we brought to games with us and stuff.
Yeah,
and it was
like trained to balanced on a football, or like, you know.
No, we just need to trot it out before matches, like some American style, like.
No, you know what you do? You get one of those little RV cars. If you want to get really American with it,
yes.
You get one of those little RV cars. You put the football on top of the RV car, and you get the rooster, the cockerel, whatever, to ride on top of the ball, on top of the RC car, and then you just drive them around the field.
It just got. And then Donald Trump is president again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God.
South Carolina has a real rooster they use.
Don't laugh at that. That might happen.
Hopefully not. I really hope not. But anyhow, so back to the Spurs, to the good stuff. Can you guys believe that I missed the match? Like, how bad does that suck? I watch it, all of them, even if I'm at work, and I missed it.
I missed.
I got up at 2:30 in the morning.
Hell
to
yeah,
watch it. That's
Shane. Hell
awesome.
yeah.
That's
watched
some
it.
dedication right there.
Yeah, I watched it.
I missed like a
Watched
portion
it
of the middle
entirely.
of the game.
Yeah.
I
First half
missed
sucked.
Bentoncourt's goal and Madison.
Usual.
I'm sorry, Eugene.
You guys just have the exact same like. That was really funny. Yeah, you're both apologizing and then talking. So you missed a few minutes of what, Shane?
I said I missed the first 10 minutes because I hit the snooze button on me phone. So to wake up.
That's hilarious.
You know.
Yeah.
So I missed the first 2 goals, but I saw the highlights of the first 2 goals and
what a
Sanchez, man.
Right.
Giving away that penalty. It's like
Sanchez is
so early.
Right?
So early.
But Emerson let the player run down the line, you know. Emerson should have, you know.
No, Emerson wasn't on. It was Perisic.
Perisic, sorry. Perisic should have.
That's why I said he's not good in the right wing back position for Perisic. It's not his natural position. So I saw the whole match entirely. So even though the score line is so flattering for us, right? But to tell the truth, the first half that we had, I was like, what the hell is going on? But at least we responded. We went down first. Kane got the goal back, right? We responded, and then of course we took the lead, and somehow we gave it up again. But of course, but at least Madison had a real nice goal. That goal he took was instinctive, right? He volleyed it into the side, and Loris just couldn't reach it, and it was 2-2 at halftime. Guys, defensively we still suck, right? While you're looking at Dyer and but Langley was a bit okay on the left, but looking at Dyer and you have Sanchez on the right, and I don't know what to say anymore. It's like maybe what Conte has to do now, right, is go out with his weakest team while we start, right, and improve it, bring on the better players along the way, like from the 60th minutes on and all that. Then that shows us some kind of impetus or some shit like that. But in the end of the day, with 2 in the midfield in the first half, we were overrun. Madison was ruling it. It came back to the same thing again. Leicester, bottom of the league, right, had what? 60%, 70% possession again. I was going, what? Oh dear. I don't want to say anymore about that. But we won. It's like papering over the cracks.
We made a change. We went to a 3 in the midfield.
I think, yep, and I just want to say I felt really vindicated because we went to a 3 in midfield. We went to that 3-5-2 with Højbjerg.
You said vindicated?
Yeah.
Like the song from the Spider-Man movie with the only Spider-Man I fully recognize is Tobey Maguire?
Sure.
Vindicated by Death Cab Confessional?
Yeah.
Dashboard Confessional.
Okay. Dashboard Confessional.
Anyway, I was right that switching to a 3-5-2 with those 3 in the middle would improve things massively. I was also right that Son should rest the first half and then come on, and that he would change the game. And like, boy, did he ever! That was some legendary stuff today. Yeah, I mean, you see, when we switched to that 3-5-2, everything changed. We were able to stop Leicester's advances. We were able to get in behind them with our attackers because they had to worry about us controlling the ball in midfield and moving the ball between our 3 midfielders and linking up with the wing backs on the outside. It was a total game changer, and we should use it going forward.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I don't totally agree. I reckon we can play 3-5-2 in some games, but not all games.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't use it against.
Kieran, during the first half, right, we were playing 5-4-1 half of the time, while Leicester was putting the pressure on us. The only problem when you play a 3-5-2, right, you can't have Emerson there. You have Emerson on a 3-5-2, we'll be dead.
In a 3-5-2, yeah, I agree. And going forward in the 3-5-2, I'd want to see Decky or Lucas or somebody like that on the right. instead of a more attacking
royal
player.
treatment, royal treatment,
royal
treatment.
Cubes, what up?
Royal
Cube,
treatment,
honey.
royal treatment.
How are you all?
We're
What's
good.
good?
Good to see you. How are you, friend?
Oh, I'm still buzzing. It's been a great week.
We all are.
Damn, that dude in your photo, he's past his prime.
Yeah, that guy in your photo.
What's that? What did you say?
We're gonna sell him.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty
Cubes.
I'm pretty much buzzing still. I mean, the only thing about this weekend that kind of what sucked basically is that Arsenal won. But you know, we can't control other teams for now. So I'll take our lovely, wonderful win that I've been talking about all weekend long, and my beautiful goal scoring machine, Sonny.
Sonny. Yeah, no, he's
Young man daddy.
He's something else. That's for sure. I do think though that him starting on the bench was awesome because he was so fired up when he came on. He looked like he had just lit himself on fire. Like it was crazy. There was like a determination in his eyes. He looked like an animal.
Just a point to prove to all those doubters, right? That he's.
Yeah. Can I tell you something? I mean, I never ever said that he was past it. You can look me up. But I did say that he shouldn't be playing if he wasn't playing well. But I do, and then Jacob came and corrected me. Let me know that, while he's not scoring, he's obviously occupying space, pulling a defender. I don't know.
Or two.
Sometimes two.
Or three.
Or three.
I just think that, and he still just takes one big touch around the ball and then smacks it into the top corner. Yeah, it just works out.
We concede.
Personally, oh, go ahead.
I mean, we're saying we concede when he's not indefinitely all the time, but we have been conceding when he's not on the pitch. So what does that say? I think that he kind of drags all of the defenders back, and so I mean, if he's not on the pitch, there's a little bit less of a threat, so they're more willing to go forward because he's just the danger and threat is just not there anymore. And it's not because I mean Kane is always a threat, but he's I think Kane has been really suffering from his pace just in general, not even this season, just in general, the last couple seasons. His pace kind of slowing down is really causing him to be less of a threat in the press and more of a threat in the midfield, right? Yeah, or once he actually makes it into the box, right, or something.
I always assumed it was down to just construction.
What's that?
People
talking.
Oh, my bad. Shane, what were you saying, my friend?
I was going to say, if you watch the game, you notice that Bentancur was actually pressing ahead of Kane.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Bentancur scored his goal, because he was pressing higher than Kane. Kane was dropping deep, and Bentancur was up doing the high press. That's where he got the ball, nicked the ball off the player, off the centre back, and bang, he scored I reckon that was a beautiful goal from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like that's maybe not talked about enough because, I mean, we all know that I'm a Sun fan, but Sun stole the show. But I mean, it shouldn't be diminished at all, the contribution of Bentancur in this game, because he had his first goal in the Spurs shirt, which was a nice goal too. It's not just some scrappy whatever goal, and also he was really instrumental in the play as well. He assisted Sun's first goal, and he kind of had a little bit of a sloppy first half, which I mean a lot of our players did. Like I pretty much feel like a lot of our players were not good in the first half, but he sort of like started picking things up right after halftime, and then really just kind of was on fire after that, and was just like really great about tackles and carrying the ball and everything. And so I think Betancourt did a pretty good job.
Do you think Conte's telling our players to sit back and soak up the pressure of the first half, and come the second half, that's when we go?
I mean, very possibly.
I mean, that's the way that they're acting. That's the way that they've been playing, but I don't know.
And he hasn't killed anyone yet, or
maybe he doesn't have the players to go all out. You know what I'm saying? At the moment now, who you have at right wing back, because you need your wing backs to be effective, right? And then
we've got one of the best right wing backs in the league.
Yeah, of course I know. Yeah,
he's actually the worst out of the top six. I know that much.
If anyone wants to buy him, it's £30 million. It's a steal. We're actually stupid. He has a release clause.
30,000 pounds, you mean?
Yeah, it's 30,000.
Oh, he's real good, Jacob. We need to sell him.
He's great.
Barcelona couldn't believe we bought that dude.
I can't believe
Barcelona is regretting he sold that dude.
Hey, there was another guy we were after at the same time. Who was that? It was either going to be Emerson or it was Kim Min-jae. That was who that summer was.
No, it wasn't Kim Min-jae. It was
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu.
Now we lost him to Lagoons. He actually would have still. I maintain he still would have been a good signing. Actually, Tomiyasu's.
Tomiyasu, different player. I don't think he would have played right wing back much. If
no, he wouldn't have. Right back.
But he still would have. He would have contributed. I think
I agree.
I think he's a decent defender.
Sort of like long.
But guys, have you not noticed, right? At least in the Leicester game, right? The Kane and Son combination has at least produced one goal. You know, Kane has given Son an assist. I think his second goal was an assist for Son, right? For Son's second goal, it was assist by Kane. Yeah. So I guess at least some kind of the synergy and that part of the games that we've not seen in such a long time. Hopefully that comes back, because Son and Kane, that combination, right? If that clicks, right? I tell you, all of the Premier League teams are afraid of them, right? That's how I see it. All of the Premier League teams are afraid of them.
You also got Decky amongst that as well. Son, Kane, and Decky. If all three of them get that cohesion, get that syncing together, they'll be unstoppable.
I think Conte even said it in his presser afterwards. He said that he changed the formation in large part in order to put Son up closer to Kane to I guess exploit the quality of Son and Kane. So that's why he changed the formation, which I mean it paid off. It showed, because I think that the key is Son and Kane need to be firing, to your point, and they need to be firing with each other, and they need to be a little closer together. And I still maintain that I think that some of Son dropping deeper this season thus far, and also a little further in the wings as opposed to more centrally, has hurt his scoring
his
potential.
Ability to run into the balls, because last season, right? Whenever Kane drops back to collect the ball, to push it up, Son is already there waiting for it. This season, what we see a lot Son has done, right? He's already actually doing a lot of defending work. So when Kane gets the ball, Son is actually behind Kane. He's got no one to pass to. That's what I think. So let's hope the tactics and whatever.
He's dropping deeper and helping to defend.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, people are saying that he doesn't defend, but he's been dropping pretty. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on his.
We've been saying
he's been dropping deeper, and he's dropping a lot deeper than Richie, because I've compared their heat maps as well, and he's dropping the deepest out of the front three. So it's been a challenge for him to make it up to the pitch, to the box in time when they just spray those long balls up. And so, because I mean, how easy is that for anybody to do, right? Even if he's booking it, and then if he has defenders on him, he's having to pass through how many or beat how many defenders to get up to the box in time for like a long spray ball. From basically he's been going from our box all the way to their like opponent's box, like, and it's tough, you know.
As I was saying on Will's show yesterday, I don't think Richie had a good game at all yesterday.
No, he didn't.
But
he's got lots of energy. He's got lots of energy. That Brazilian Richie energy.
and I mean, I know he hasn't proved things like Son has, but he's had a good start to this season. So I feel like he gets one bad game.
Yeah, a decent start.
I don't think that he.
I'd say like almost more than decent, but.
Well, I think. Well, he wasn't good in Sporting either.
Right. Yeah.
So you know, so that's 2 games in a row that he really wasn't good. So I think that like Richie in general he's had a pretty good start, but he's also been a sub for most of those, right? So I mean, he's had pretty much the same amount of time on the pitch most games, with the exception of like 3 games now that Son had, and he impacted them and I guess bring some energy, but he didn't otherwise, right? And then he had 1 game where he scored a brace, which was the game against Marseille, which was really great, but that was also like a very last minute thing. I think he's made an impact, but I hope that there's like more to come, because I think that there's still a lot more like in there to be not only like desired, but I also think that there's more in his
improvement. We need more
just kind of more more improvement and more like opportunity. I think that there's like, you know,
he's still young. He'll definitely get better.
Yeah, I mean, and not even like over the years for sure, but like even like this season, you know what I mean? Like
it's crazy. Like just being around better players, I think that'll feed him the ball better. You know what I mean? I think he'll surprise people, you included.
Me included.
Yeah. For the scenario is very simple.
Why am I included? I didn't say that he wouldn't. I literally just said it.
No, I know, but I think he's gonna surprise you. I think he's gonna come really good.
For my scenario now, what I see is very simple, right?
What's that?
Richie, right? For what I see now, right? What Richie is, right? Richie is going to be the replacement for Son and Kane when time comes, because he's 25. Son and Kane's already reached a certain age where, you know, in 2 or 3 years' time, when Richie becomes 28, that's when he's at his prime, right? And that's why I said Richie is actually the replacement for Son and Kane, either Son or Kane. Right?
Oh, I hope not.
That's the only thing. I see it that way, right? In the long term, in the long term,
No, I don't.
We can't be.
I would be
starting.
I'm not saying that he's not going to become. I'm not saying that he's not going to become a starter, but I don't think he's. I really don't think that. Like, I think he's going to be really. I think he's going to be really good, but I don't think he's going to reach Son and Kane level. I mean, I will eat my words, you know, later if I'm wrong. I think I could be wrong.
Cubes. I'm not saying Cubes. I'm not saying that he's going to become Son and Kane level. I'm seeing the foreseeable future, right? He's going to be one of their replacement, right? Because at the moment now, unless you say Scarlett or somebody comes in, right, and comes up from our ranks, right, he's looking like going to be our replacement. Don't forget, Levy spent 60 million pounds on him. Levy's going to squeeze every shit out of it.
But guys, coming back in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Eugene.
Hold on, guys. I got to go soon because I reached my destination. Have a great show, guys. Nice meeting you again, all guys. And Shane, take care. Take care. All right. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.
So I just came back.
I was gonna say Spurs Waging TV. Check it out. He's a great dude. And he'll probably beat you in a fight. So don't let it come to that. I wouldn't fight you, Jim.
I wouldn't either.
No, he definitely seems like he could beat me up.
I think it's too early to say whether or not Decky could be as good as Son or Kane. But, I mean, I think he is going to be a top quality elite European player to some degree. Maybe
Decky,
not.
I think. Just to be clear, we were talking about Richie.
Oh, we were talking about Richie. Oh, no,
yeah, we're talking about
definitely
Richie.
not. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. So that's what I was saying. I said I might, who knows? I might eat my words, but I don't think that Richie is going to be Son and Kane level.
No, absolutely not.
He's already 26, I think. So at 20, I think 25 or 26. And I do think that he has room to improve. I think he will improve. I think that he will definitely do a lot better under Conte. I think he has the attitude and the fight in him to show that he will. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he has like a good attitude. He was hardworking, and I think that he will do a lot better. But I don't think that I think it's really. I would be surprised if he reached like Kane and Son level. I think Decky has definitely the potential. I think Decky's ceiling is higher than, even though Decky is much younger. That's obviously a consideration for me saying this. But even outside of that, I think that Decky would have a higher ceiling than Richie anyways. Like, even if Richie was like the same age as Decky, I would still say that Decky would have a higher ceiling because of Decky's footballing IQ.
Yeah, for sure. I
Well,
mean,
when we're saying...
I don't see Richarlison ever scoring more than 15 goals, in the Premier League at this level, playing for a top 4 club. I mean, I could see him maybe if, he spent some time at Spurs, drop down to a team like more of a mid-table team, I could see, and he was the guy, like the striker. I could maybe see him scoring more than that, but yeah, I don't see him ever coming close to Son or Kane's level.
Yeah. I think that's something that I do give Richie credit for, though, which is why one of the reasons why I think he has the right attitude, is that a lot of people were saying, why would he go to Spurs to be essentially like sub, right? Or like a rotation guy, and leave Everton where he was like the main man, right? And I feel like, and we're not even like a Man City where we're going to like win all these, like it's like given we're going to win all these trophies and stuff, right? So, but I think that him making that decision shows his attitude. He wants to work under an elite manager. He believes he can, take somebody's spot in the front three, even though that's like a lethal front three, right? And if he can't, then he still wants to just improve, because he knows that if he's working an elite manager with like elite strikers, that he will improve. And he doesn't mind the fact that he's not the main man. And he wanted to play Champions League football, right? And so I think that it just says to me that, like, if you're willing to be a small fish in a big pond instead of just being a big fish in a small pond, that you are committed to growth.
Yeah.
I think he wants to win the World Cup too, and play Champions League. I think those are two big motivations as well.
Same, exactly what I was going to say. So in Brazil, they like some of the only matches that are broadcast are Champions League matches. If you're looking for like European like soccer, and so like you know what I mean. Like these kids like grow up watching Champions League. I'm sure that whenever those words were said, and he was kind of probably given some promises about his game time in the Champions League. I think that was a big factor in getting him over the line.
I think a lot of our players that came in, like our signees, came in because we got Champions League. I don't think that that can be downplayed at all. I feel like Richie came in because of a Champions League. I feel like Bissouma and Perisic both came in because we have Champions League. If we did not get Champions League, I don't think we signed those 3 players.
I definitely agree with the Bissouma part. The Perisic, I could see him even if we made Europa, I could see him still wanting to play for Conte.
The fourth makes a good point here. He just doesn't want to be fighting for relegation. He joined Everton; they were trying to get 4th place, and now look where they're at. So it's a very good point. See to the 4th.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Perisic. I think that playing Champions League, or at least being like in that level, I think was a conversation. Like, I feel like we wouldn't have been able to sign him. Yes, main reason was being under Conte, but he said in his interview, he said when he watched the North London derby game that he knew that we were going to get top 4. So that when he said that in his interview, on his like remember his like signing, like new signing interview or something, I was like, oh, okay. It made me think that they had been talking to him, Conte and Paratici had been talking to him already for a while, right? For a little while about, you know, come over here. And he had not made his decision until the North London derby. And then when we played in the North London derby, he's like, okay, they're going to get top 4. Okay, I'll go.
I mean,
watching the North London derby made him think that Newcastle was going to fluke out a win against Arsenal.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, I mean, he said it in his interview. He said he said I watched the North London derby, and when I saw Spurs win, I knew they were going to get top 4.
That's what I would say too. Though.
Fair enough to him.
Yeah,
I mean it at least shows that he was paying attention to the fact that we were in a top 4 race. That's proof of that, because it's like, why would he watch us play Arsenal in the North London derby? And then
I bet he didn't watch it.
Well, and then also
why he didn't?
And also, why would he call out specifically? Oh, I knew they were gonna get top 4, unless he thought that was important. Like, you know what I mean? If like that was a factor at all in his signing, because otherwise he wouldn't like care to a certain extent. Not care at all, but kind of like it wouldn't be that important for him to call out whether or not we got top 4.
Yeah. I think the case of Bissouma, you could definitely say that if Arsenal had gotten top 4, he would have signed with them over us.
Oh yeah, he was talking about he was talking about Champions League and how that was his dream to play in the Champions League. He said it repeatedly in the interview, the new signing interview. He posted that story about how he's dreaming about Champions League. He was like, you know, he just was like, I think that's like essentially the reason why he signed with us, is mainly that reason.
Well, I think the reason he's going to stay now is because he loves Sonny.
We have Bance in the house, you guys.
That's the reason why anybody stays.
Bance.
What's up, Bance? Good to see you, bud. Good friend of mine, that Bance.
Hi, Bance.
Good egg.
Is that Erickson in Avatar? It looks like.
I think so. Just by the baldness pattern. Yeah, that's it.
Judging by the baldness pattern.
He came to us bald. He must have got plugs while he was in the squad, because his hair got better the longer he was here. So
maybe something in the shampoo.
Could be. So maybe he was living, in Amsterdam. Who knows what he was doing to his body there, you know? Maybe he moved to London, got on the team, started living a clean lifestyle, cut out all the drug usage, and then made his hair come back.
He's from Denmark, not.
I know, but didn't he play for Ajax or?
I remember he trained with them whenever he was recovering from the heart thing.
He played for Ajax.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I was just joking. I know that he never was on drugs.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
Mr. Mackey.
Mr. Mackey.
Calling you from now on. That's a great nickname for Shane.
Shane Mackey.
Yes. So hey, real quick. Oh, okay. Well, sorry. We did all that earlier a little bit, maybe.
A little.
So Sonny scored some goals, and I could just. That second one I think was my favorite. What do you guys think? If you had to pick a favorite out of the first two, one or two.
For me, I'm gonna say the first one, because
all right, well,
not that it was a better goal per se, but just like how monumentous and how much it meant to me, and I'm sure to him as well. So for me, I think that first goal, when that thing went in, I was so happy. I almost cried when that first one went in. Not gonna lie.
No, I'm with you there.
Can I just shout out Full Bowl? I haven't seen Full Bowl in like a chat in like forever. I don't know. You might have been around and I just missed it or something. But I used to see you in chats all the time and I just haven't lately. So shout out to you.
Well, it's also really nice to have you here, sir. I think you might have Michael and Jacob confused.
No, he does. I believe he does that on purpose. Because one time we were in a chat and he said, "What's up, Michael?" I was like, "Yo, it's Jacob," and he was like, oh, "Okay, what's up, Michael?" So since then, I think anytime you see, or he's got it, or he has it, or I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Either way, cool.
It's really shout out Full Bowl. It's good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
So real quick, we were talking about Richarlison. Reload doesn't even think Arsenal wanted him. Mainly their fans liked him. He doesn't fit their midfield.
Talking about Basuma.
Oh, Basuma. I mean, that actually he might not be wrong. He doesn't really fit. I mean, that's just assuming he's the kind of player I feel like he might fit into your team. You know, he might make some changes.
No, Basuma can play the 8. He could play the 6. I think he was brought in to take Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's spot, and Højbjerg's just been undroppable. And then I think it was like maybe it was going to be Bentancur's spot that he took, but then you saw what he did. He got his first goal for Tottenham. That was pretty nice. He took the ball off that dude, dribbled it up, took a shot, went in, bottom right corner. I mean, come on.
You saw Kane was open too, and Kane was like,
yeah, he said fuck. No, he said fuck that.
He was like,
I don't want Basuma taking my job. That's what he said.
Smack this one.
I don't like that narrative, to be totally honest, about like he was brought in to take so and so's spot. Like, I think the only ones that we can really say that about are like Perisic and Sessegnon, you know, or Perisic and Reggie, kind of, because that gap is so big. But I feel
Lion Davies.
What's that?
Lion Davies.
Yeah, I just feel like Basuma and Højbjerg and Bentancur kind of, the gap is, we all know Busy's like quality, but like I don't think the gap is that big. And then also he brings something different from Bentancur and even Højbjerg, even though people think that Højbjerg is a little bit more similar as a player as he is. I think that Højbjerg has like a leadership element that like Basuma doesn't, but then I think Basuma is a little bit better in tackles and tracking, and then you know what I mean. So I think that like all three of them kind of bring something different to the table. So I feel like it had more to do with options.
Nah, Basuma got brought in to take someone's job. Basuma don't come here under the impression, oh, you're gonna ride the bench because Pierre-Emile Højbjerg or Bentancur are just that good. Basuma is definitely here to take someone's job.
I don't think it's a bench riding situation. I'm thinking the way I think of it is like he's coming here to give options, and what I mean by options is because he adds something different. I think it's different for Richie. Like Richie is more of a rotation options element, but not because he adds something that different. You know what I mean?
But Conte's signings were to make a direct impact to the 11. That's what Conte's intentions were with his signing. So
listen, I'm not done yet. Listen, I'm saying that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that if we play a 3, which he brought Busy in, if we were playing a 2, he may play Bentancur and Busy. He may play Højbjerg and Busy. Like, I'm saying that it's not like, I feel like personally that it wasn't like a set, you're taking Højbjerg's spot and Højbjerg's going to be on the bench, or you're taking Bentancur's spot and Bentancur's going to be on the bench. You know,
I mean, we can't I don't think we can even think like that. I think that's small club mentality. You know, if we want to win like a league or a Champions League, then I mean, thinking of especially midfield players. Strikers, center back, sure, but
Jack Grealish came to City. You don't think they said whose spots he taken?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's different. He adds something different. Like he's a different type of player.
Yeah, but City has good quality players that we don't have.
But we're trying to become that kind of club. At least Conte wants us to be that kind of club. I don't know if the ownership.
Well, I think he believes that you gotta like be like that club in order to compete with that type of club. Because he's said as much that we're a few windows off.
And I don't think I'd say we're trying to be like City as much as we're probably trying to be more like Liverpool. in which Liverpool have a stable of play. Maybe not right now, but over the last few years, they've had a stable of players in midfield, that they can rotate and play throughout all the various games that they play through all the competitions that they're in until late in the season, and that's what we're
and
trying
also
to
based off of what they're looking for, like what they need to do, like with the type of game that they want to play against that particular opponent is what I'm saying. So that's not what that's exactly, Kieran, like you and I are kind of like saying the same thing. It's like, I'm not saying that Busy was brought in to ride the bench, and I'm not saying that he was there. I don't think he's there to like take Højbjerg's role so that Højbjerg rides the bench. It's not either or. I think he was there for, sometimes he's going to start. You know what I mean? Like and it depends on the opponent.
Yeah.
Mr. DP, do you think that is there like water sport emojis with this message, or do you not like the shushing? I can't tell. Can't tell if you love or hate the shushing. So
I think he doesn't like the shushing, is what he's implying.
Wow. Why not? I'm interested to know.
I'm pretty sure he liked the shushing.
Oh,
I like the shushing.
Shushing was even
shout
better.
out, Mr. DP. I mean, confirm with us, but I'm pretty sure what you're saying is that you like it.
I can't tell, so I was just like, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Reload, same thing. Like, why'd you bring someone in of that quality if they're not? Like even Longley, you could argue that his qualities, when we brought him in, I wasn't excited about him, but like at the same time, he was brought in, I'm assuming, to take and upgrade a position, and that's why I think Conte took exception to the Spence signing, because Spence wasn't an immediate upgrade on the position like a Perisic, Basuma, Longley, etc.
I agree, and I don't think for Conte it's not just upgrading replacing the player, but upgrading the position and options at the position. I think he definitely wants that player coming in to be thinking, I'm here to take your spot. You want that competition. You want
hungry, right? Iron sharpens iron.
But as the manager, you're not looking at it as this guy's taking this guy's spot as much as this guy is another option for me.
Yeah.
But as a player, yes, you're absolutely like, I'm here to take your spot.
What about like the club standpoint? What do you think about like the chair? Right? Where do they stand on this? I see what you're saying, and I agree with you that it's like from a player standpoint, you want him coming in like Richarlison, like I'm here to take someone's fucking job. And he's tried to do as much. And the same thing you could argue Basuma is going to be trying to do is to try and take someone's job. Longley didn't even get some. The only one, even Perisic, I know he wasn't 100% fit, but he didn't even get the first couple starts of the season. So it was like, I felt like Conte was like, this is the squad that got me Champions League. Whoever we brought in, they need to take the position. That's at least my view of it.
Exactly like Reload says. I want people on absolute smoke. They got to come into the club wanting the smoke, bro.
Yeah.
They gotta want that from the minute they step on the training pitch. They gotta come in with the hunger to play more games than the other guy who's playing your position. That's exactly what Conte wants. But from
so I'm curious, what do y'all think? What does everyone think the stance of like the board is when they sign a player like Richarlison and Basuma?
They don't know what the fuck what they're doing, Jacob. We know that.
Let's assume they know what they're. Let's run off the assumption that they know.
I think Paratici mostly knows what he's doing, and he's talking with Conte and trying to bring in the right picks. But as we know, like Spence was a Levy signing, not a Paratici signing. Apparently, he likes him. He likes Spence, and he watched him play last season, scouted him, but it was mainly a Levy-driven signing, which makes a ton of sense. Young, talented English player who has played well in the Championship or in the lower end of the Premier League that we could eventually probably develop and sell for a profit. That's exactly what Levy's been doing for years. So, and I think that's part of the reason why he's iced out and why Conte doesn't see him as a true option in the Premier League.
When you said iced out, I thought blinged up. Rapper. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's been frozen out of the squad. Yeah.
He's iced out.
I got my
iced out, boy, dripping.
He got that Tottenham money now, boy.
Got my sayings. I mean, he probably is with that contract. Let's be honest. I bet on the. After he's been done sitting on the bench for the game, he goes out and gets.
No, I bet he got one of those Joe Rodon contracts for $9 grand a week. Did you know that's all we were paying that guy?
I'm not surprised by that. I'm not. And
Nah,
I was gonna say, I don't think Longley is a player who's come in either Conte's or the board's perspective necessarily to take Ben Davis' spot, because
well,
if
he's been
that were
awesome.
the case,
He's been awesome so
I,
far.
I like him as a player, and I think he's better than Davis. But I'm just saying that if he was here to take his spot, he wouldn't be here on a 1-year loan with no
he's a
option
stopgap.
to buy. Yeah,
But he's worked out surprisingly well.
The only reason he's here is because we didn't get Bastoni. That's the only reason.
Is it bad? I'm not even that mad about it though. Like I really do think that
you can't spell Bastoni without ass.
I'm not mad about it either. Honestly, I think he's a pretty decent player. I think he's an upgrade over Ben Davis.
Don't you feel like you would have at least wanted the option to buy him? Because like so far, if he continues on this trajectory of like he's just a better player than Ben Davies, he can progress the ball better, etc. At the end of the season, we might be saying, "Hey, can we just give you Ben Davies and we keep him?" But we don't have that option. He's going to go back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Barcelona
I just think it's weird.
Would not want Ben Davis. I cannot imagine Ben Davis
Hey,
playing.
World Cup playing World Cup, World Cup defender. You don't want that? Come on now.
I think that
Ben Davis is.
Go ahead, Colin. Sorry.
Ben Davis. No, I was just saying Ben Davis is chef's kiss. He's like my favorite. I know that no one else rates him, but he's legitimately a good player in a 3-man midfield or a 3-man defensive line.
I think he's solid. I think he's terrible at playing out from the back, but I think he's a solid defender most of the time. Except for, I mean, as long as he doesn't get isolated, like way out on the wing, then he's usually a solid defender. And I like Ben Davis as a person too, as a guy in the dressing room. He's a good servant of the club. He's been here for years. He obviously loves the club, and he always works hard and gives everything. So, my thing is just that.
Who loves the club more, you or Ben Davis?
I mean I feel like that's kind of messed up. You don't compare people's love to the club like that. That's like getting into fake fan territory,
Right?
You call people fake fans and stuff.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 2. Yeah.
Which one of you guys do your parents love the most?
Dude, how would I know that? I mean, if they have favorites, they wouldn't say. I mean,
I think you could tell.
No, the smart parents, you tell every single kid they're your favorite, so they all think that they're your favorite.
I don't have any siblings, so I just was the favorite.
That's by default. That's just like you were in the race, not necessarily that you won it.
Right? Hey, I'll take it. A win's a win. I got more trophies than Tottenham.
Damn.
Davies is he's not good enough for what we would need to really make more progress than, or what I would want us to be at, the level I would want us to be at. But I think he can put in a shift. I think that he is a hard worker. I think that he really, really tries. I think that he actually is a better defender than people, like defensive, like sort of like blocks and everything, more than people give him credit for. I feel like he's not as good at progressing the ball or that kind of thing, but I think that he has several times sort of just the fact that he has heart, like he'll just throw his body at the ball.
No, 100%. I really respect that. I really respect that.
I do too, especially considering Dyer turns away from it every time.
Exactly.
He literally like appear out of nowhere. Like you're watching it on TV, and then he just flies into frame and blocks a shot that you didn't even know was going to happen because it was quick, like fire shot. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Throws his body at it for the most part. He'll do whatever he can to block the shot. So I feel like that's like a guy with heart, and I appreciate that, and I think that has to do with more an aspect of his heart than it is for his quality. Like I think Davies is performing at or above his like actual like skill level right now.
I feel like if Davies loved the club, he would leave it and do us a favor. But
Yeah, I agree with
he
you,
loves
Scott.
millions.
You guys
He's dead.
need to
So-
Bro, Ben Davies been done. It's
I
been
think
done.
both need an attitude
honestly,
adjustment.
I think Ben Davies is a better player than Eric Dyer, and I will die on that hill.
I think they're both equally
better.
as good and bad as each other. Like what one does good, the other one may do bad, but like they both just are not good enough. They're not. Where do they land with City? Where do they land with Liverpool? Where do they land?
They're like, so
He's
did James Milner, was he good enough? Is he good enough?
I don't even think he starts.
Ben Davies or James Milner?
Milner's warming the bench unless somebody's.
Davies should be, but he should still be on
actually
the.
been
He's
playing a
in the
lot
squad.
recently because of all their injuries.
But he should still be in the squad. I guess what I'm saying is we should get an upgrade on him. Let's do that.
I don't like
Dyer don't even improve City and Liverpool's U23 teams. They got youth players better than those.
Oh my god.
Davies.
I think you're exaggerating a bit, bud.
Like Davies is our Milner for now. Like, Reload, you're talking about Milner was good enough. Okay. That's what, but Davies is like Milner now, like kind of level. You know what I mean? Like
Davies kept Danny Rose out of the squad for literally like
he did have a full season
good.
where he was statistically pretty decent. He had a lot of assists. His crossing stats were really good. Problem is he's just never had pace. He's never had pace. Even as a left back, he wasn't that fast, and he's just always been burned for it. And it's only getting worse the older he gets, which is why he can really only play as a left-sided center back now. So,
yeah, agreed.
He can put in a shift, and he loves the club, and I think that he deserves to be in the squad, but I don't think that he's good enough to be starting.
I can agree with you on that.
I just love how he always keeps his head. I just feel like he doesn't. Most of the time he doesn't.
Ben Davies
panic.
for captain.
I think he just gets burned. I think it's skill and pace.
He has a
Wait. Did someone say? Did I hear
Davis
Ben Davies doesn't lose his head?
I don't think he usually does until he's in a situation where he's just a 1v1 isolated 1v1 against players with pace and skill, like that he can't deal with, like very talented attackers, But I've never seen he doesn't do the stuff that Dan does, You don't see him just like, eating grass all the time, just.
Well, he has more focus. I'll give you this. I feel like he has more focus, and he's a little calmer than Sanchez. Do you know what I mean? I think he's better in the squad, but like he has plenty of yellow cards. He's definitely gotten frustrated. I've seen I feel like North London Derby. I
feel like he loses his head when he passes the ball and then stumbles to get the ball back from the dude he literally just passed it to on the opposition.
He just did that.
I saw that and I'm like, there's always a moment during games where I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Ben Davies? Why the fuck are you wearing a jersey? Excuse me, a jersey.
Sporting game. I think it was.
That's how I feel about.
I think it was the game before that.
If you could just stop fucking pressing so much.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe my problem is that when I'm watching the defense, I'm always zeroing in on either Kuti doing good things or Dyer doing bad things. So I don't notice Davis as much.
What is this fucking pale twig supposed to be doing right here? What is that? What is it supposed to do for me?
Being an absolute Chad. Don't hate on Ben Davids.
Why does I look at him, dude?
I'm not hating. I'm just like, you don't belong here, bro.
He's Mo chillin'.
He should play for Swansea. He should play for Swansea.
No, he's. I think he's good enough to belong in the squad.
For Swansea.
No. Hey.
He can put in a shift.
He could definitely put in the work for Swansea.
That's harsh on the Swansea.
I think he can be in the squad.
Hold on, Jacob. I like you better like this instead of like this.
Well,
you're in timeout.
It's each their own, but next time y'all watch him, just watch how clumsy-footed he is and tell me again about his head not getting lost. Because a chicken with no head has lost their head, right? A chicken with no head. and sometimes he just be like clucking about like that, and I'm just like, bro, calm down. Like, you've played this sport many times.
Yeah, he's lost his.
Like, physically, he can do stuff. Like, I've seen him do stuff where I'm like, hell yeah, Ben Davies, or hell yeah, like, or. But most of the time, I catch myself just like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And
see, but like, I don't know. I just feel like at least I feel like on the defensive side, most of the time I don't feel that way. In possession, yes. The defensive side, most of the time I don't feel that way. Sometimes he just gets absolutely burned, though. As we're with Dyer, just everything he does, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And every once in a while, he'll make a good pass, and I'll be like, okay, that was good. But like defensively, in possession,
I don't know how he got selected for the England
squad. What the
squad.
hell? How is this guy still here?
Kieran has a dire agenda. Kieran has a dire agenda.
He's not a good player, and I don't care if he gets selected for England because England center backs are trash. They all suck.
No, the dude from Milan's actually really good. Tamori?
Except for
Not
Tamori.
Tamori.
Yeah, he's a decent player. But
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're talking about Maguire, and Mings and Connor Cody, none of those
and
guys.
John Mother effing Stones.
Yeah, John Stones. None of these guys are elite.
All better than Dyer. All of those guys are better than Dyer.
Harry Maguire is actually worse than Dyer, I think.
I would argue they're at least equal, or Harry Maguire might be worse. Yeah.
Like, basically right now, I'm just like, Kieran's got a Dyer agenda. Scott's got his Richie agenda. Like, we all need to go pick our player that we're gonna.
I've got a Royale agenda.
Every Premier League game, but I got an agenda.
I got a Ben Davies. I got a Ben Davies agenda, but it's just that I love him.
The thing with Emerson isn't even an agenda. I think most football fans can watch that guy and just agree he's shit.
I like all of our players. Don't have an agenda.
It's not an agenda. With
Emerson, let's just call it an agenda for the sake. We all gotta have an agenda. Jacob, who's your agenda? It sounds like Davies.
No, I mean, I don't know. Agenda. I feel like agenda is such like a premeditated thing. My thing is just like, mine is like, what am I looking at right now? And when it makes me mad, I'm just like, you're really making me mad. Like, I was talking a few weeks ago, talking about how Bentancur was pissing me off because it was just seeming like he was playing scared or afraid. And then he shut me up because of what he did in the last game. He just took the ball, scored, and one of my biggest critiques of that guy was his shooting is not good. But he took that fucking shot and shut me the hell up about it. So, I don't know if it's an agenda, but it's just more like Ben Davies. Every time I watch him, I'm just like, I don't like it. Davies, I watch him and I'm forced to watch him. When there's no there's no backup for Dyer. I mean, who we put back there? If Dyer gets hurt, Longley.
Honestly, I think Longley in the center and Davis on the left is better than Dyer in the center and Longley on the left. At least in possession. I mean, I feel like the thing that really keeps Dyer in the team more than anything is his headers, his attacking headers, and his long passes, which are better than most of the players in the team. But even those, I feel like he makes a lot of just pointless long balls where he just kind of hoofs it up there, when he runs out of ideas. And his short passing game, just constantly 3-yard passes into the midfield to Højbjerg or Bentancur when they're totally surrounded by players, and they just immediately get pressed.
Like weighted wrong, and
it's just
he's got deficiencies, and it's definitely. I mean, as an actual defender, I almost said as a defender, he's not that bad, but he routinely turns his back on the ball. I don't know, man. Occasionally, like, he does something that looks good or that I like, but overall, yeah.
But he can only play deep, and that's the thing. Is ever since he's been in the squad, ever since we lost Toby, and he's been in the squad as the starter most of the time, we have never been able to play with a higher line. I'm not even talking like Klopp, Liverpool, Man City high line. Just, I mean, our ability to, play higher up the field is limited by by him as a defender, and by Davis as well. You know, because they both don't have the recovery pace to get back, and they both are terrible in isolated 1v1 defending against attackers with pace and skill. So
I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to make a move. I've got a few things to do. So
you're all
thanks
good.
for having me on, and I'll catch you all later.
Hey, thanks for being here, man. Yeah.
See you, man. Have a good day.
So, good day, Shane. So
Good
you guys are
day.
all gonna hate me, but I think I'm gonna take a page out of Shane's book, and just kind of put the candle out, so to speak, on this stream. I'm super sleepy. It's just catching up. And they had a long weekend. Went on a little trip. I didn't sleep very well, so getting ready to go get some more rest. But I had to see the hoodlums, man. I had to get the gang together.
Gang.
And the people wanted it. They know they do. So
Reload.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Not Scott, or kind of Scott. Thank you for being here.
Jihan, Mr. DP, Alexi.
Yeah. Oh man, Alexi, I forgot to
Full
shout
Bull
you out
popped
earlier.
up. Bance, C to the 4th.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Alexi, all the way from Ukraine. What's up?
Yosef
Hope you
Manahan.
are safe.
Yosef?
We got Yosef. Yosef, good to see you, man. But anyway, yeah, everybody, go check out United Spurs of America.
Hell yeah, do it.
Watch this.
Look at that.
Look what I turned into.
Bro, Reload said you had a disaster clause.
Someone's gonna take Colin's startings.
Oh no. No, I'm sleepy. Sorry about that, everybody. But hey, big love, one love, and Tottenham till I die.
COYS.